Hey guys, welcome back to the Twitch stage at EGX 2017. Spam's still with me, which is fantastic, but we've got a really cool game to show you guys now. Rich, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what game you're showing us today?
Cool. Well, my name's Rich Metzen. We're showing Off-Grid, which is a stealth hacking game.
So you were talking a little bit with me off stage about the hacking kind of mechanic, which sounds really interesting. So let's just jump straight in and take a look if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
So basically the setup for the game is you play a bit of a technophobe dad.
Okay.
We were tired of the kind of being dropped in as James Bond and then bumping into walls kind of thing.
Right, okay.
And everyone's kind of scared of technology, really. Like, there's not a single person in the world that isn't a little bit of an imposter syndrome type, imposter syndrome.
Sure.
Skynet is real. I tell this in my chat every day. It's happening. It's out there.
The choir here.
Skynet, Cyberdyne systems will rise. Sorry.
No, yeah, you're right. Not yet, hopefully.
Not yet. Another 100 years, I'm reckoning.
Oh, I thought they'd just let us finish this stream first.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully. Hopefully we'll get through.
So, as a technophobe dad, your daughter is potentially a hacktivist who's been up to some shenanigans. She gets bundled away, and she is the light of your life. She's the only one that helps you through using your mobile phone on a daily basis.
Right, okay.
But some of her mates have also been raided at the same time, and so she basically, although she's gone, one of them gets away and is on the run, and so he tools you up and starts to teach you how to hack so that you can find out what's happened.
So a technophobe has got to learn how to hack.
Exactly.
Right, okay. Well, loads of games have done hacking mechanics before, so how do your mechanics differ from, like, the pipes in Bioshock or whatever?
Nice. Well, perfect lead-in, because basically, just before she's nabbed, she gives you a set of AR-type glasses that she's flashed the firmware on and put on an operating system that she can load your apps on.
Okay, cool.
And the hacker that helps you has basically given you the ability to map networks with the glasses. So you get this augmented reality kind of view of the data being produced by guards and
that's
NPCs.
awesome.
That is really cool, yeah.
And, you know, on top of this, we've got this sort of set of apps down in the left-hand side that give us the ability to read messages. There's settings for whether you want to delete them or save them. Or manipulate them in varying other ways. So the name of the game is collect as much data as possible and own all the things, because as we are progressing into a world of connected embedded devices, every single thing in the buildings is an Internet of Things thing. So there's
smart printers,
toasters, people are logging into their smart water bottles that have Tamagotchi pets on them.
Yeah.
Talkie toasters, Red Dwarf.
Yeah,
exactly. And so, yeah, you basically have to get through the game by escalating your access to different networks and different devices, collect personal data about the guards, and embarrass them off of their patrol routes.
Right.
It's a really compelling idea, you know, as a, putting out there as a new IP, like a hacking game where you have to read, and that can be quite daunting for some people, but to put it in the position of a dad who's a bit of a technophobe having to learn it, that makes it immediately compelling. Was that your idea? That's a pretty genius idea you've got.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to do. I mean, we started out making a game about surveillance and data privacy, and we wanted it to be easily accessible, not be preaching to the choir. And so basically we thought, well, it has to be playable on a game controller rather than being a typey terminal hacking game.
Yeah.
And so it evolved from there. Like, we wanted to drag anyone who was scared of technology along on the journey. And have the player in the same shoes as the character right the way along the way.
So technophobes can play this game then? You don't have to be computer savvy, right? Okay.
And you might learn a little bit as you go along the way, because, like, the idea of this sort of data scanning is sort of an Nmap Wireshark type tool, just done in 3D. So, like, the principles around the tools are trying to mimic real hacking techniques.
Okay, so it's accurate-ish, but not enough for them to, like, hack into Microsoft or something.
Exactly.
Can I do the hacking from Jurassic Park with all the squares?
Yeah, when
they go in.
That's the magic word.
That would be amazing. I'd play that all day.
So yeah, I mean, in this level, we're running around the Apostle HQ newspaper office. One of the editors has got a lead on what might have happened to your daughter, to help unveil the conspiracy. And he's basically given you a pass to break into the buildings and try and get to one of the journalists' laptops ahead of a morning raid.
Okay.
And so you have to get these documents that kind of leak some information.
But you need to stay hidden at the same time? Is there a stealth element as well?
Yeah, exactly. So you're staying hidden from the guards all along the way. We've run out of data view at the moment, so just as that bar cools down, we'll be able to see some of the hacking tools. So we'll pin up this here.
Smart hairdryer.
and there's a smart hairdryer that has sent us a text message about liking them on Facebook, which means it's on the 4G network, which we're on. So, and because it's a stupid IoT device, it's just got default credentials. Admin password is the username and password. Nice. So we can go in social. There's the users. Those are the guards who've used the hand dryer today, and then we can go in and power it on. And from hacking both of these, although we can't have access to the thermostat above, we start to heat up the room, which has a knock-on effect. So all of the devices are talking to each other and working out what's going on in the environment. And
so the thermostat will say, like, it's getting pretty hot in this room, someone come check this out.
Yeah, it could be that, or in this instance, we've got a classic stealth trope in that the vent opens up because it's gotten too hot.
It's such a kind of, you know, as I said earlier, I like to pontificate and get into critical theory. The zeitgeist of modern society that's in this, you know, a newspaper hacker using all these things and these, you know, smart devices and what it says about the world. It's such a compelling world that you've set up there that's going to be very fun to get into. And with such a unique mechanic, it's such a fresh idea. You see a lot of games come out today that are derivative or it's a version of that. This feels very fresh.
Yeah, that's what we were going for. It's funny, we've actually been making it in part. We started part-time on this in 2013, before Edward Snowden's first leak.
Oh, really?
And people were like, what the hell are you talking about? What is this? Like, data privacy?
Yeah.
People didn't get it. And as soon as Edward Snowden did his thing, all of a sudden this game became relevant to people, and we've managed to get funding and be full-time on it now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, I mean, the interesting thing for me is that the hacking mechanic in games usually is kind of an afterthought, like Bioshock, like I said, but like Watch Dogs and stuff as well. It's not something that is like a core mechanic. So, as a developer, like, was it interesting to try to make that into a really core mechanic rather than just be like an afterthought?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that we want to make a game about data privacy, and data privacy is about hiding your data, and what genre is about hiding? Stealth. So we thought we'd try and combine hacking and stealth, and yeah, it just sort of went from there.
Awesome.
In this instance, we've got like this light meter app that uses the light sensor on your glasses to tell you whether you're in shadow or not. So you need to try and sprint through the light to get away from any of the guards and make sure that you are in shadow.
Because it's too bright, you get seen.
So there's sort of the classic stealth stuff. I mean, this game is pre-alpha at the moment, what you're seeing. So lots of the movement and stealth stuff is still in development and being built up. So your first port of call here now that we've gotten into the server room is to hack into... At one point, this will be a TV on the wall that's been listening to the admin having a conversation with one of his staff, and he's left a TV in there through a conversation. But for now, it's just a test laptop.
It's doing like a Siri thing where it's like doing speech to voice, right? Okay. Yeah.
So, like, the idea is all the puzzles are based on kind of finding different ways that guards and NPCs might have left data around. And
I imagine there's like multiple ways of getting through levels. Like it's a bit more open world than just like a very linear go to this laptop, go to this hairdryer.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we Tom Francis and Gunpoint is a massive sort of influence for us, and I got the chance to speak to Tom about our game and what we were trying to develop just gone. And one of the things he advised was start with many options for getting through the levels and narrow it down to the difficult sort of paths. Like at the end of a level, make sure there's only one or two very difficult ways to go. Because he said that people find that if your open world design is throughout the entire game, they just think the game is easy.
That's awesome, man.
So we're kind of going to try and follow in his path and do this sort of pyramid of paths and difficulty.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds really interesting to me. That's all we've got time for, I'm afraid. So that was Off Grid. Looks really interesting to me. So when's it out? What platforms is it coming out on?
It's going to be out next summer. Probably late summer. It's on PC, Mac and Linux, and we're part funded by Microsoft, so it'll be on a Windows platform. We have Xbox dev kits, so we're planning on going to consoles as well.
That's awesome. Well, I think we've got a trailer right now, so we'll watch that, and yeah, we'll see you guys after this trailer for the next game. Thank you.
There is unity in the impression. There must be absolute unity in the response.
Is a classic example of killing the messenger, not the message.
The net we made is being distorted. Power is being taken away from the edge and concentrated in the center.
It's online censorship, copyright. In all these cases, the government can come stop you.